Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
All right. Some smiling faces up in here. Let me take off my glasses. Let me see. Let me see the teeth. That's it. It's another Sabbath, man. All praise to the Most High, man. We made it again, another week. Con?
Amen.
You know, this is the place where we get rejuvenated, right here, so we can go on with the following week, right? Because come Monday morning, we back dealing with the wiles of Satan, right? Con? That's right. Some of us got to go to work. We got to deal with people with all these different spirits. You know, none of them have the spirit of the Lord on them. They have the spirit of Satan on them. And they're out to get us. We did a class last night off of a scripture, Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. That was the topic last night. When there's some scriptures proving that no matter where you at, you doing that wickedness, the Most High sees you. And he'll come get you no matter where you at. You could be in the tabernacle, like Joab was, hiding out. Right? King Solomon sent that man out there to take that sword and take him out. He said, come on out that tabernacle. And Joab said, man, I ain't coming out of here. I'm standing here until I die. He said, oh, yeah? So he went back to Solomon and asked him. He said, man, he inside the tabernacle. That's the holies. I can't go in there. Solomon told him, go in there and take him out. That was the order. You know what I mean? Because that came from the Most High. Solomon didn't come out, or David rather gave him the order to Solomon, and Solomon carried it out because he was leaving. David was leaving, his eyes were dim, as the scripture said. You know, so no matter where you at, you're doing evil, you're doing wickedness, the Most High sees you. He says his eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Right? What is that seeing? Seeing everything, your thoughts. The very thought that comes to your mind. The Most High knows it. Right? So, today's portion is Numbers 25 and 10 to 30 and 1. But as always, you know, we start out with the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. Colossians 3 and 17. And so we open up with the word of Yah and get started. Read it as it's written.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever between word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by him.
Right. So, you know, always giving thanks to God and the Father. And then we'll say Jesus, because we know through the history and through our learning in the alphabets, right? We have an alphabet chart here. I have up here, and we also have one on the wall, the Hebrew alphabet. And there's no J in Hebrew. There's no J in Hebrew, so we know his name could not be Jesus. Right? We learned that from a very long time ago. You know, this word is being taught on the four corners of the earth. We're being taught Hebrew, or we're coming back to our heritage. And being a Hebrew, you have to learn how to speak Hebrew. I mean, that's part of it. Right? Con? All right. So this is what we do. So read it with righteousness. Colossians 3 verse 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever between word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Right. So always giving thanks to the Most High and Yahushua and the powers that's in heaven and angels. Always do that. And whatever you do in word or deed. You know, so somebody asks you to drive to the store to buy cigarettes, you're going to say, wait a minute, that's not, I'm doing a deed for you, but that's not according to the Messiah. You shouldn't be smoking, you know. So, you know, don't be a part of that. Don't be a part of someone who has an addiction to something that's destroying their temple, and you helping them, you know. So, you know, we don't want to do that. So we're going to start out with Numbers 25 and 10. Just to do a quick just to do a quick recap of last week, or what happened. I want you to read 25 and 6. Numbers 25 and verse 6. We're going to start there. So we can end it off with this the last story, and then we'll pick it back up with the portion for this week. Numbers 25 and verse 6. Read that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 6.
Start at 5.
Verse 5.
Right.
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel,
Right.
Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
Right. So Moses gave them the order. Slay every one that is joined onto Baal Peor. Right. Read.
Verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses.
Okay.
And in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel.
So they, always gotta have one out of the group, It's always gotta be that one guy that's just gonna be like, you know what, I hear you, but I'm gonna do my thing. All right? Remember, we're not here to do our thing. We're here to do the Most High's thing. Son? We gotta remember that. It's not about us. It's nothing personal. This is what he wants us to do. Keep us righteous, right? Read on.
Who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Right.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar,
right,
the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it.
So wait, so the priest saw this now, that he brought this woman in, this strange woman. Where's he going? He's supposed to be killing the Midianites people. Right? Read.
He rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand.
Right.
And he went after the men of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them, through the man of Israel and the woman through her belly.
Right.
So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
Right. So he kept the plague away because why? When he brought the woman in there, that's what plagued the camp. Because they were killing all of them. They were actually getting sick. Everybody's getting sick. So, hey, what's going on? Why? Something is wrong. So they come to realize that this guy brought this woman in there, an unclean spirit, unclean body, and everything, making everybody sick, and he decided he wanted to do his own thing. So then that's when the priest, right? He said, was it Phinehas, the son of Eleazar? Eleazar, that guy that's Aaron's son, right? Right. We're going to the priesthood now. He saw this thing going down. Right? He grabbed the javelin and stabbed the guy in the back. And it went through the woman's stomach. So, they wasn't in there playing backgammon in that tent, right? They weren't sitting around playing cards with each other. Something else was going on. Some business was going on, right? So both of them got killed. Read.
Verse 9. And those that died in the plague were 24,000.
So 24,000 people died for the plague, man. 24 people died from that plague. Read on.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, has turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy.
Right.
Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his power.
Right, so Eleazar, the sons of Aaron, these guys were zealous for the word of the Most High. They were zealous, man. They were not playing around. That's why when a man saw that guy going to the tent with that woman, he's like, wait a minute, no, this is not going down. No, not here. Enough of us sick, died. You're going to come in here and cause more plagues to travel through us? No. So they know that that the sons of Aaron, they had the spirit of the Most High on them, right? And they were zealous for the Most High. Read.
And made an atonement for the children of Israel.
Right, so even though after all those people died, eventually, of course, we got to send up the prayers, the sacrifices, because we lost a lot of our people. Okay, read.
Verse 14. Now the name of the Israelite that was slain even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri,
Right.
the son of Salu.
Right. So this was the son of Saul, Zimri, right? He was the one that took the girl into the tent. Right?
A prince of a chief house among the Simeonites.
Check that out, man. The chief house of the Seminites. Who is that today? The Seminites. Yes, Simeon. Who is that? Right. So that will be so-called Dominicans, as they call them today. Right? Read on.
And the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was the head over a people and of a chief house in Midian.
Right. So this wasn't no small time little people here. Man. This is well known. Two individuals that got together and decided they want to do their own thing. Right? Read on.
Verse 16. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague of Peor's sake.
Right. Read on.
The book of Numbers, chapter 26, verse 1. And it came to pass after the plague that the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel,
Right.
from 20 years old and upward throughout their father's house.
Why is that? Why is 20 years old so special about 20? You can help me out.
You're a male able to go to war.
Right. So at 20 years old, you were considered a man to at least go out and fight the war. So if you was 19, you're not going nowhere. You gotta wait till next year. Slow down. You know what I mean? Not yet, young man. But when you reach 20, you went out there and you fought the war. Read on.
And upward throughout their father's house.
Okay.
All that are able to go to war in Israel.
See that? All are able to go to war. Read.
Verse 3. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spake with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Take the sum of the people from 20 years old and upward, has the Most High commanded Moses and the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt.
Right. So now they're numbering all the children that, or all the males that are 20 years old and upward, right? Because they're getting ready to prepare themselves for war. As the Most High always said, before you do anything, you got to count the cost. If you're going to build some building or you're going to build a bridge, you got to count the cost. You got to know you got to get your architects out there. You know what I mean? Guys going to lay the concrete. You got to sit around a round table and figure out how much this thing is going to cost you. And can you win? Right? I was going to pull a scripture. I was thinking about it, but go ahead. But right now, they're about to number throughout the 12 tribes of Israel how many of them is going to fight or get ready for war. All right? Go ahead and read.
Verse 5. Reuben, the eldest son of Israel,
Right?
the children of Reuben, Hanok, of whom cometh the family of the Hanokites, of Palu, the family of the Paluites, of Hezron, the families of the Reubenites.
Right. So it's going into Reuben and their families and who they are. And then notice that they're naming the father and then they're naming the sons. That's in the family. That's going out to war, to fight. Right? Read.
And they that were numbered of them were 43,730.
Read that again. How many?
These are the families of the Reubenites. And they that were numbered of them were 43,730.
Wow, that's a lot of brothers out there. That's a lot of brothers out there. Right, God? The scriptures say that Israel is like the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. Right? Read.
Verse 8. And the sons of Palu, Eliab, and the sons of Eliab, Nemuel, and Dathan, and Abiram. This is that Dathan and Abiram which were famous in the congregation, who strove against Moses and against Aaron and the company of Korah. when they strove against the Most High.
Right.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah. When that company died, what time the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a son.
Right. So I don't know if everybody remember just a little while ago, I think it was maybe the portion before this one, or maybe the one before, when Korah got together and they started going against Moses. Believe me, when you go against Moses, you're not going against the actual man. You're not going against Moses. You're going against the Most High. At the end of the day, because the Most High has given him the instruction, right, to do the work or tell the children of Israel, but then you rebelling back, saying, no, I don't want to do that. The Most High is not only dealing with you, he's dealing with me too. So in that situation, what happened? This guy, Korah, right, got together and they decided to light their incense. They're going to see who the Most High is with. So they lit their incense and Moses and Aaron lit theirs. Forget about it. You already know who's going to win. That was a landslide. You should have known it was going to be over there. All right? But you don't go up against the Most High. Gun? Because your arms are too short to box with the Heavenly Father. Gun? That's right. Read on.
The book of Numbers, chapter 26, verse 11. Notwithstanding, the children of Korah died not. The sons of Simeon after their families, of Nemuel, the family of the Nemuelites, of Jamin, the family of the Jaminites, of Jakshan, the family of the Jakshanites, of Zerah, the family of the Zerites, of Shual, the family of the Shulites. These are the families of the Simeonites, 22,200.
Wow, that's a lot of brothers, man. That's a lot of brothers out of the whole family, out of that whole tribe. They got with the elder and they say, yo, we're going to pull these men out, the guys that are 20 and older, ready for war. So it's a lot of us getting together. Read.
Verse 15. The children of Gad, after their families,
that's right,
of Zephon, the family of the Zephonites, of Haggi, the family of the Haggites, of Shuni, the family of the Shunites, of Ozni, the family of the Oznites, of Eri, the family of the Erites, of Arad, the family of the Arites, of Areli, the family of the Arelites. These are the families of the children of Gad, according to those that were numbered of them, 40,500. The sons of Judah were and Onan and Onan died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Judah after their families were of Shelah, the family of the Shelites, of Perez, the family of the Perezites, of Zerah, the family of Zerites. And the sons of Perez were of Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, of Humol, the family of the Humolites. These are the families of Judah, according to those that were numbered of them, 16,500.
Whoa, 60. How much is that?
60.
So we're talking about over 60,000. But Judah ain't playing around, man. Panya Hawada, Panya Shala, yeah. It's like 76? Yeah, because he said 16, right?
3 and 16.
It's 3 and 16. So that's
16. That's 73. 76.
76.
Yeah, 500.
Okay. And 500.
Right.
Woo!
A lot of feet.
Huh?
That's a lot of feet.
Yeah, that's a lot of feet, huh? Oh, man. Can you imagine?
Walking through your town.
Read.
Verse 23. Of the sons of Issachar, after their families, of Tula, the family of the Tulites, of Pua, the family of the Punites, of Jashub, the family of the Jashubites, of Shimron, the family of the Shimronites. These are the families of Issachar, according to those that were numbered of them, 3,400.
Oh, man. Somebody give me a number on that one.
3
score. Huh?
No, 3 and 4. Yeah.
64? Man, the thing is, as you see, it's increasing as the tribes go on. It's increasing. You know what I mean? You see, Judah had like 76,000. Some of these guys had 64,000. Simeon had like 20-some thousand. It's a lot of people, man. A lot of young men. These are all men that are 20 years and older. They ready to go out and fight, right? So you could imagine if these young men are like this, they're all young, and all these thousands of us. Can you imagine how many women and children they have leaving behind? You know? Yeah. So you can imagine, there's a lot of us. That's why the Most High said, wait, listen, we like the sand in the sea. We cannot be measured, no number. So I don't know why people knock on the door talking about how many people live in your house. They're doing the census. Don't worry about that. Y'all come back later. I should tell them 20 and 3,000 living here. Next time you knock on the door, I'm from the tribe of Gad. One Gad, Punya, Shala, 20 and 3,000. Read on.
Verse 26. Of the sons of Zebulun after their families, of Sered, the family of the Saradites, of Elon, the family of the Elonites, of Jaleel, the family of the Jaleelites. These are the families of Zebulun, of the Zebulunites, according to those that were numbered of them, 3,500.
3,000, right? And 500. 3 scores, so that's 60, right? 60,500. That's where we at? Okay. Use some numbers, man. Read.
Verse 28. The sons of Joseph after their families were Manasseh and Ephraim.
Now you know Ephraim, they don't play around, man. They stay busy. There's no cable TV at home. Trust me. All right, read.
Of the sons of Manasseh,
right,
of Machir, the family of the Machirites, and Machir begat Gilead, and Gilead come to the family of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead, of Jezar, the family of the Jezarites, of Helek, the family of the Helekites, and of Esrael, the family of the Esraelites, and of Shechem, the family of the Shechemites, and Shemedah, the family of the Shemedites, and of Hefer, the family of the Heferites, and Zelophehad, the family of Hefer, and no sons but daughters. And the names of the daughters was of Zelophehad was Malah, and Noah begot, and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tisra.
All right, so this guy right here, he didn't have no sons. Right, so he had daughters. Right? So they named the daughters. Okay. They weren't going out to war now, but they named the daughters. Right. Read.
These are the families of Manasseh, and those that were numbered of them, 52,700. These are the sons of Ephraim, after their families, of Shuthla, the family of the Shuthlanites, of Becher, the family of the Becherites, Tahan, and the family of the Tanites. These are the sons of Shuthla of Eran, the family of the Eranites. These are the families of the sons of Ephraim, according to those that were numbered of them, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph after their families.
Right, so here we go. Here's the number again. 32,500. It's a lot of them. Right?
Verse 38. The sons of Benjamin after their families, of Bela, the family of the Belites, of Ashbel, the family of the Ashbelites, of Ahiram, the family of the Hiramites, of Shupham, the family of the Shuphamites, of Hupham, the family of the Huphamites. And the sons of Bela were Arad, of Naaman, and the family of the Erdites, and Naaman, the family of the Naamites. These are the sons of Benjamin after their families, and they were numbered of them were 45,600. These are the sons of Dan after their families. Shuham, the family of the Shuhamites. These are the families of Dan after their families. All the families of the Shuhamites, according to those that were numbered of them, were 4,400. Of the children of Asher, after their families, were Jimnah, the family of the Jimnites, of Jesu, the family of the Jesusites, of Beri, the family of the Berites, of the sons of Beri, of Heber, the family of the Heberites, and Malachiel, the family of the Malachielites, and the name of the daughter of Asher was Sarah. These are the families of the sons of Asher, according to those that were numbered of them, who were 53,400. Of the sons of Naphtali, after their families, of Jaziel, the family of the Jazielites, of Guni, the family of the Guniites, of Jezer, the family of the Jezerites, of Shelem, the family of the Shelemites. These are the families of Naphtali according to their families. They were numbered of them 45,400. These were numbered of the children of Israel, 600,000, 8,730.
Wow, so that's the number that we roll with, man. Read that again, man.
These were the number of the children of Israel,
right?
600,000.
So 600,000, read.
And 8,730.
Wow. That's what we roll with when it was time to get down. 20 and up, when it's time to go to war. 600,000. That's deep right there. We rolling deep, as they say in the hood, right? Yeah. Right, read.
Verse 52. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, unto these the land shall be divided for an inheritance, according to the number of the names. To many thou shalt give the more inheritance, and to the few thou shalt give the less inheritance. To every one shall his inheritance be given according to those that were numbered of them.
Right. So, of course, if you got 22,000, they're not going to give you a whole big land, you know what I mean? Because, you got what? Judah with 76,000, they need space, man. So they're going to do it according to the number of them. Read on.
Verse 55.
Right, their inheritance. That's what they divided, their inheritance, their land. That's what we left behind. Right now, we don't leave anything behind for our younger generation, except a bill, or a note or something. Maybe you got a mortgage or something happened to you, pass away, and you leave your child a house, but then he got to pay that $1,500 a month. If he ain't got a job to do it, then he got to sell it. But back then, it wasn't about a house, it was about the land. Because if you own the land, that's it. So even, right? Read on.
55.
Right.
Notwithstanding, the land shall be divided by lot, according to the names of the tribes of their fathers, they shall inherit. According to the lot shall the possession thereof be divided between many and few. And these are they that were numbered of the Levites after their families of Gershon. The family of the Gershonites of Kohath, the family of the Kohathites of Merari, the family of the Merarites. These are the family of the Levites, the family of the Levinites, the family of the Hebronites, the family of the Mahalites, the family of the Musherites, the family of the Kohathites, and Kohath begat Amram. And the names of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, whom her mother bare to Levi in Egypt. And she bare unto Amram, Aaron, and Moses, and Miriam, their sister.
Right. So we're talking about Moses' family now, right? Moses and Aaron brothers, and they had what? A sister named who? Miriam, right? Which is like what they say in English, Mary. This is my name, Mary, Mother Mary. See people say that? Mary is Miriam in Hebrew. Read on.
Verse 60.
Mm-hmm.
And unto Aaron was born Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar.
Right, and these were born from who? Read again.
And unto Aaron was born Nadab and Abihu,
right,
Eleazar and Ithamar.
Right, Ithamar. These guys are the big dogs under Aaron, man. So they didn't play around, right?
And Nadab and Abihu died when they offered strange fire before the Most High.
You see what happens when you offer strange fire? You do opposite what the Most High tell you to do. They try to tell Moses, listen, man, the Most High is with us too. That happened to Miriam too at one point. Miriam thought, say, hey, listen, the Most High is with me, and you know, the Most High's spirit is on me. You hear people say it out in the street, the spirit on me. Or the sister say, I'm a prophetess. You gotta watch what you say because they turned Miriam, they made her lepers, white as snow, and put her outside the camp. Lion?
Is this separate from the time of the incense when it says they gave him fire? Is that
Right, that's what you're talking about. You're going back to the incense time.
Oh, the incense.
Right. So about the incense time.
All right.
Strange fire, right. Read.
Verse 62. And those that were numbered of them were 23,000, all males from a month old and upward.
Whoa, wait a minute. Levi was numbered from a month old. They ain't had to wait 20 years. They already grafted in at a very young age, right? So Levi was counted because why? At one point, and during this time, Levi didn't have a heritage, right? Because why? They were spread amongst the 12. They was the ones who ministered the law. Moses and Aaron and his sons, Ithamar, Eleazar, the priests, their responsibility was given the law. They didn't have a heritage, but in the end, they're going to have their own gate, right? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. Read.
For they were not numbered among the children of Israel,
Right.
because there was no inheritance given them among the children of Israel.
There was no inheritance. Read.
These are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. But among these there was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priest numbered, when they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For the Most High has said of them, they should surely die in the wilderness. There was not left a man of them save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun.
All right. So Caleb and Joshua was the only one who made it to the promised land. Because eventually these other guys, they died off because of their transgression. They went against Moses, they went against the Most High. So the Most High punished them. Even though he let them walk around all those years, 40 years, they shoe, they clothes, and not mess up, nothing. They still was eating and living, but they just wasn't going to make it to the promised land. Right? 65. Oh, you read that? 66. Oh, 27. Huh? 27? Slide.
The book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 1.
Right.
Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gideon, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Tisra. And they stood before Moses and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that would gather themselves together against the Most High and the company of Korah, but died in his own sin and had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family?
Right.
Because he has no son. Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our father.
Right. So the guy, he didn't have no sons. He had all these daughters. So now, when it comes time to for the inheritance, the inheritance is given on to the son. The father passes on, he gives it to the son. But then now, this guy had nothing but women. So we're going to read on and going to find out how they're going to work this issue out. Read.
And Moses brought their cause before the Most High.
Okay.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, The daughters of Zelophehad speak right. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren. And thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass unto them. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man die and have no son, then he shall cause an inheritance to pass unto his daughter.
Right.
And if he have no daughter, then he should give an inheritance unto his brethren.
Right.
And if he have no brethren, then he should give his inheritance unto his father's brethren.
Right. So you see, it keep going back. They don't have no brother, they don't have no daughter. They keep keeping it in the family. Your inheritance. Because back then, during this time, the heritage was very important. That's why a lot of times when you read here in the Torah, they didn't marry outside the tribe. Judah went and married another Judah. Benjamin married another Benjamin. You know what I mean? Why? So that they can keep the inheritance within the family. Because now when Judah went and married a Benjamin, now what's going on? So now Benjamin lose out on whatever inheritance, whatever she had, her father may have left her. You know what I mean? Where's that going? Right. So then that's why, you gonna say, Sean?
Deuteronomy 19:14.
Come.
Deuteronomy 27:7.
Okay. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19, verse 14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Most High thy power giveth thee to possess.
Right. So the Most High give you a land to possess it. They say you can't move the landmark. You can't take Judite landmark and move it over to Simeon. It's not going to work. Right? Read. That was it in that? What's the next one you call?
Deuteronomy 27:17.
Deuteronomy 27 and 17. Right. So just to prove that, the reason why we married within the tribe was because of the inheritance. But a certain situation happened where the guy didn't have no sons. And he had daughters. So he wouldn't want to move the landmark. Right?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 17. Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark. And all the people shall say, Amen.
Right, so it's saying curse if you go and do that, So you don't want to be cursed by the Most High. Normally when they say curse, that means you're gonna be a pile of stones gonna be on top of you. So you don't want to do that. All right, so let's go back. It's two good precepts. Why?
The book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 11. The book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 11. If his father have no brother, then he shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman, that is next to him, of his family.
Right, so you see, it still stays in the family. A kinsman may have been his brother, maybe it's been a cousin to him, you know what I mean? An aunt or something like that. Something in his kinsman within the family, right?
And he shall possess it, and it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as the Most High commanded Moses. And the Most High said unto Moses, Get thee up into this mount of Abiram, and see the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. And when thou hast seen it, thou also shalt be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered. For you rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin, in the strife of the congregation, to sanctify me as the water before their eyes. That is the water of Meribah and Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin. And Moses spake unto the Most High, saying, Let the Most High, the power of the spirits of all flesh, say amen over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of the Most High be not a sheep which have no shepherd. And the Most High said unto Moses, Take thee Joshua, the son of Nun, a man in whom he is the Spirit, and lay thy hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and to give him a charge in their sight.
Right, so this is going back to when Moses struck the rock. You know what I mean? So he knew already, Most High knew that, listen, Moses and Aaron is not going to make it to the promised land. It's not going to happen. So now, what they're doing, they set up the assessors. People that are going to take over, worthy of taking over this here walk that they're doing, like Eleazar or Joshua and what's his name, Caleb. So he's setting them up so that way when it's time to go into the promised land, they'll be able to lead the people. Right? Read on.
Verse 20. And thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient.
Maybe who?
Obedient.
Wow. The children of Israel are going to be obedient. That's going to be something. Right? You know, our people today, you can forget about it. You tell them anything about Israel. I'm not Israel, I'm black. You know, they blacked out of their mind. Right?
And he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, judgment of the year before the Most High, at his word, and before all the congregation. And he laid his hands upon him and gave him a charge, as the Most High commanded by the hand of Moses.
Right, so he gave him a charge, put his hand on him, and, probably anointed him and everything. They went through the whole ceremony. They let him know, they say, listen, man, y'all take the charge, man. This is it. I'm not going to go to the promised land. So he leave it up to Joshua and Caleb. Right? Read on.
The book of Numbers, chapter 28, verse 1.
Okay.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel, and say unto them, my offering and my bread for my sacrifices, made by fire, for a sweet savor unto me, shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season. And thou shalt say unto them, this is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto the Most High. 2 lambs of the first year without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. The one lamb shall thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shall thou offer at evening.
So the Most High is giving a number of lambs that they're going to offer each day. Right? This is part of the sacrifice right now that we're going into. Read on. It's going to tell you more.
Verse 5. And a 10th part of an ephah of flour for a meal offering, mingled with the 4th part of a hin of the beaten oil.
Right.
It is a continual burnt offering, which was ordained at Mount Sinai, for a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Most High.
Right. So the Most High gives them instructions how to do this offering. This is not something you just go about and say, hey, put it on the fire. Don't worry about it. We got it. No, we got to be mingled with oil. Got to have that flour, 2/10 deals. You know, he's giving the instructions. Read.
And the drink offering thereof shall be the 4th part of a hin for the one lamb. In the holy place shalt thou cause the strong wine to be poured unto the Most High for a drink offering. And the other lamb shalt thou offer at even, as the meat offering of the morning. And as the drink offering thereof, thou shalt offer it, a sacrifice made by fire, and with sweet savor unto the Most High.
Right, so this is a sweet savor to the Most High. So we're getting ready to go on to, go ahead, let's read about the Sabbath, right?
And on the Sabbath day,
right,
2 lambs of the first year without spot, and 2 deals of flour for a meal offering, mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering.
Okay, so this is an offering for the Sabbath. Read on.
And in the beginnings of your months.
Beginning of what?
Of your months.
Beginning of who?
Of your month.
What is the beginning of the month? The new moon. The beginning of your months. Very good. The new moons. Read.
Ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Most High, 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot.
All right, Lion, you gonna bring your lamb this new moon? Mingle with oil.
Mingle.
Beaten. All right.
Bring the herb too, and the wine.
All right, and the wine too. Well, that's what we offer now today. You know, in 2018, you know, we're not gonna sacrifice no bulls, and lambs. You know, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna bring our food, our offering. That's gonna be our offering. Okay, read.
Verse 12.
He said, in the beginning of your months, right? Read. We're gonna get into that a little bit later.
And 3/10 deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, for 1 bullock, and 2/10 deals of flour for a meal offering, mingled with oil, for 1 ram, and a 7/10 deal of flour mingled with oil for a meal offering unto 1 lamb. for a burnt offering of a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Most High. And their drink offering shall be half a hin of wine.
Right, so we're gonna bring the blends, right? Done?
Right.
When the new moon comes, we're gonna bring the blends, we're gonna have our sacrifices, which is what? We're gonna have our meals that we're gonna bring. We all participate in the new moon, we all bring food. I'm sure we all cooking from our heart, right? We're not just putting stuff together and say, well, I really don't want to be there. I throw something together, whatever. The Most High needs the best. And you see, He's giving all this stuff that He's doing. These are ingredients. When you look on the side of the box, y'all trying to bake a cake, and some of us, bake a cake from scratch. We're not gonna mention no names. He's back here somewhere, right? Some of us bake cakes from scratch, so they know the ingredients already. But the Most High is giving the ingredients here for the sacrifice, right? Telling them 2 tenth deals, a flour mingled with oil for a meat offering onto the lamb. So He's giving us the ingredients, what to do, how to do the sacrifice. Right? Read on.
Verse 14. And the drink offering shall be a half a hin of wine unto a bullock, and the third part of a hin unto a ram, and a fourth part of a hin unto a lamb. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the months of the year.
Right, so this is throughout the months of the year. This is what we did, right? Read, and we still do that today. Read on.
The one kid of the goats for a sin offering unto the Most High shall be offered, beside the continual burnt offering and its drink offering. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover.
Read that again.
And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover.
Right, so the Most High told us about our offerings, man. And this is what we did. We did all the sacrifice offerings, the sweet savor for the Most High. He left us all the ingredients. But today, what do we offer today? Our who? Ourselves, right? Give me Romans 12, verse 1. Give me Romans 12, verse 1.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice.
A living what?
A living sacrifice.
Right, we are that living sacrifice. Because we don't offer the bullocks and the ram no more. We don't have to put the tent deal and all that. Now we still doing the flour though. Everybody put flour on the chicken, right? All right. When you fry the chicken, you put your flour in your oil or whatever the case may be. But the sacrifice is you not going out there doing your own thing. You're here. Come time the new moon, right? And your Sabbaths. You could be doing what today? You could be watching soccer. I'm sure soccer's on, right? I'm sure what are they doing? Drinking some Corona, ordering some chicken and pizza.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fitness.
Huh?
LA Fitness.
LA Fitness, what's going on there?
I'm just saying, some people they choose.
Oh, they go to the gym, go work out, But we're here. The sacrifice that we're sacrificing ourselves, that we're here, keeping the commandments. Read on.
Holy, acceptable to the Most High,
Right?
which is your reasonable service.
Right, which is your reasonable service. Your reasonable service that you hear. Come here and do the service. Read on.
And be not conformed to this world.
Right? Be not conformed to this world, but what?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
And that's it right there. We got to be transformed. The renewing of our mind. We got to change the way we think. Some of our people, we still thinking Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these holidays of this world. But the Most High is not talking about that. He's not about those holidays. He's about what is written in this Bible. He said, if you love me, you keep my commandments. Come? So our people, right, they have to transform their minds, the way they're thinking. Renewing of your mind. Read.
That ye may prove what is that good.
Right? What's good? Somebody help me out. What's good? What's good? Oh, I know on the street they say the hood is good. Is that really good? Look outside that door. I was out here last night. I see a whole bunch of street walkers. I don't see nothing good about that. People walking the street. You know what they're doing. Children in the room, like I said. Right? Shemiela, you got something? Oh, Romans 7:12. That's one. I'm sure number one was getting that.
Yeah,
I got it. All right. All right. You can read that. Romans 7:12. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 12.
Right?
Wherefore the law is holy.
Who is holy?
The law is holy.
The law is holy. Read.
And the commandment holy and just and good.
Right. The commandment is holy and just. It's right and it's good. So they might ask you what's good. Hey, the law, statute, commandments. That's good. The Most High is good. Right? Don't ever say you good. You good? Nah, I ain't good. The Most High is good. Right? That's what the Messiah said. Didn't he say that? He said, don't call me good. Call my Father good. Yahweh, he's good. Right? So you go back to Numbers. Go back to Numbers real quick. We're going to read it and then we're going to get another verse.
The book of Numbers,
Okay.
chapter 28, verse 16. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Most High.
Right.
And in the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten.
Stop right there. So this is talking about the Passover. Con? Did we have a glorious Passover? Con? Hallelujah. Get a Most High hand for that one, man. Oh, yeah. That Passover was something else, man. I mean, it was wall to wall Israelites. You know what I mean? Wall to wall, man. We was pulling out chairs, tables. It was packed. That's good, man. That's a good thing. That means this word is being brought out. More of our people are waking up. A lot of our people who actually woke up but fell asleep again, now they back up again because of that Passover. They got rejuvenated. You know what I mean? Give me Deuteronomy 16, verse 1. That's what I want. The book of Deuteronomy 16, verse 1. Because it's very important that we keep these new moons, man. The new moon is very important.
You want 16 after that?
Maybe so. That sounds good. Good.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 1.
Right?
Observe the month of Abib.
Read again.
Observe the month of Abib.
So the Bible tells us to observe the month of Abib. Everybody know what the month of Abib is? All right. So let's get it out of the Bible dictionary. You can get Abib out of the Bible dictionary real quick. I know some of us are maybe joining Levi Zion this afternoon for the first time. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. So just to get some understanding on the month of Abib is very important because this is how we begin to count our high holy days. Okay? It says observe, meaning watch, look, the month of Abib. A-B-I-B. When you get it, read it.
The Bible dictionary, Abib.
Right?
The pre-exilic name for the first month of the year.
For the first month of what?
Of the year.
So that's the first month of the year. Abib. Read.
After the exile, the name was changed to Nisan.
Uh-huh.
It fell about the time of our March and early April.
Right, so it fell about the time of late March and early April. Read, that's it? Right, that was it on that. So just to get you an understanding of Abib, that's the name of the first month in the Hebrew, Abib. And what we do is we count after that first month comes in, then we'll count, 14 days. And that will bring us to the Passover. And the 15th day of the same day of the month will be the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And then from there, we continue to count on. But read on in Deuteronomy 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 1. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Most High thy power.
Right.
For in the month of Abib, the Most High thy power brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt.
So in that
by
month,
night.
Right. So in that month of Abib, the Most High brought us out of Egypt. Right? And right when we came out of, we came out of Egypt, we had the month of Abib, then we kept the Passover, we had the unleavened bread. Everybody remember the story, of course, right? We go back, maybe we can read another time, on your time, when you get a chance. That's why we didn't put the leaven in the bread, because we were getting out of it. We didn't have time to put the leaven and make it rise and do all that. We ain't got time for that. We got to get out of there. Ooh, hey, listen, the Most High gave us a window to go. We got to go. Who want to stay? When it's time to get out of America, who want to stay? Raise your hand. Okay, I ain't got no hand up this time. All right. all right. We got a thinking cap on today. Go on. Jump down to 16 and 16. You read that one.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 16.
Okay.
3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High, thy power,
Right.
in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread.
So we're just talking about that. The Feast of Unleavened Bread. This is where all males must appear. Read.
And in the feast of weeks.
Right? The Feast of Weeks, we're talking about what? The Pentecost. That's the Feast of Weeks. That's 49 days, or actually the 50th day after the Passover. After we count 50 days after the Passover, that will be the 50th day, that will be Pentecost. Read.
And in the Feast of Tabernacles.
Feast of who?
Tabernacles.
I know a lot of us are booking the tents, God. I heard somebody put a text out there thinking of WhatsApp. So you got, yeah, somebody booked their tent. That's hallelujah. So we're getting ready for the Tabernacles, which is going to be September 22nd, right? A lot of us, we're going to be in Quiet Waters Park. Those of you who haven't rented their tent yet or don't know, Quiet Waters Park we're going to be in, right? We're going to be out there for 7 days. The Holy Convocation is the first day and the 8th day. So the first day, we're going to be out there all the way to the 7th day, and then on the 8th day, we will meet back here for the closing of the Tabernacles. Okay? But make sure we have all the dates and everybody get all the information. Read on.
And they shall not appear before the Most High empty.
Right, can't appear before the Most High empty during that holiday, right? So go back. So those are the 3 times of the year all male must appear. I didn't mention the females, right? Because we know sometimes the females may not be able to come because they may be unclean. Okay? So that's why the Most High asked for the males to be there. Most likely we're not going to be unclean. It could be possible. It's possible. David was unclean. He said they looked at the chair on the right and said, David, he's not here. He must be unclean. Because this guy's here all the time. He's doing the work. Right? So go back to Numbers. Well, hold on. Before you go to Numbers, go back to Numbers. Give me Ezra in the Bible. Ezra 3, verse 1. The book of Ezra, chapter 3, verse 1. And I'll read down to 6. I'm sorry. Yeah. The book of Ezra, chapter 3, verse 1.
The book of Ezra, chapter 3, verse 1. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem.
All right, stop right there. So it mentioned that, and when the 7th month was come. What's so special about the 7th month? Right, that's the highest new moon of the year. So we keep our new moons as clockwork. We follow the lunar calendar, right? As the Most High prescribed us to do with the moon phases. And then what? On that 7th month, what day is that called? 7th month, the first day of the month. Memorial. It's called the memorial blowing of trumpets, right? Memorial blowing of trumpets. Read on. We'll get it later on.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then stood up Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and his brethren, the priests, and Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and his brethren, and builded the altar of the Most High of Israel, to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses, the man of the Most High. And they set the altar upon his bases, for fear was upon them because of the people of those countries. and they offered burnt offerings thereon unto the Most High, even burnt offerings morning and evening. They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles.
They kept the Feast of who?
Of Tabernacles.
Right. We were just talking about. They kept the Feast of Tabernacles, right? Which we're going to keep in Quiet Woods Park, Gun. We're going to be out there 7 days.
That's right.
All right, that was kind of low. We're going to be out there 7 days. All right. I'm testing y'all. I'm testing you.
Are they gonna be on this?
Yeah, well, you know, it's a battle, and you know we have to work. We have to work at it. We have to work at it. You know, the Most High One is out there for 7 days. He wants us there all together, like we dwell in here, like this. He wants us like this 7 days, right? And on the 8th day will be the closing, the holy convocation. What's that mean? Holy convocation, a holy gathering, right? That's what the Most High wants. He wants to see us all praying together, drinking, laughing, enjoying each other's company, not bickering and beefing and why you down that color? You know that color look right on you, you know? We're not gonna be arguing, women not gonna be arguing with each other, the men not gonna be arguing with men. You better get your precepts together. You know what I mean? Women yelling back and forth at each other. Is that real Michael Kors? You know? No. It's not the time for that. It's a time for us to live in happiness, man. Enjoy each other's company. Because right now, we're keeping the Sabbath day in peace, but let me tell you, man, when you read these scriptures, there's been times we had to go into the cave, man. We had to hide to keep the Sabbath day. Those days are coming back. When that Third World War go off, man, that's it. It's going to be on. We're going to be able to keep the Sabbath day in peace. All right. Read on.
Verse 4. They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily burnt offerings by number, according to the custom as the duty of every day required. Verse 5. And afterward offered the continual burnt offerings, both of the new moons.
Both of who?
Of the new moons.
See, that is mentioned here about the new moon. This is what we kept. Read on.
And of all the set feasts of the Most High that were consecrated, and of every one that willingly offered a free will offering unto the Most High. From the first day of the 7th month.
Right? First day of the 7th month. What's that? Memorial blowing of trumpets. Gun? Right? Read.
Began they to offer burnt offerings unto the Most High, by the foundation of the temple of the Most High was not yet laid.
All right. Okay, we can go back to Numbers. Huh? Go back to Numbers. So we even after Moses and everything, we still kept the charge. Even after Joshua and Caleb was gone, we still kept the charge. And for us, even after our Lord and Savior has gone, Hamashiach Yahushua, the one the world calls Jesus Christ, we still keeping the charge also too. Con? We're keeping the new moons. Con? The Feast of Weeks, we're keeping all the holidays. Con? All right. So that means we're in the spirit. Con? All right. Read. We left off our numbers. 18.
Verse 18. And the first day shall be in a holy convocation. Ye shall do no manner of servile work therein, but ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Most High. 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3/10 deals shall ye offer for a bullock, and 2/10 deals for a ram. A 7/10 deal shall thou offer for every lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 goat for a sin offering, to make an atonement for you. Ye shall offer these beside the burnt offering in the morning, which is for a continual burnt offering. After this manner, ye shall offer daily throughout the 7 days. The meat of the sacrifice by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Most High, it should be offered beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And on the 7th day ye shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work. Also on the day of the first fruits, when you shall bring a new meat offering unto the Most High, after your weeks be out. Ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, but ye shall offer the burnt offering for a sweet savor unto the Most High. 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year, and their meat offerings of mingled flour, mingled with oil, 3 tenth deals unto 1 bullock, 2 tenth deals unto 1 ram, a 7/10 deal unto 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats to make an atonement for you. You shall offer them beside a continual burnt offering, and his meat offering. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their drink offerings. The book of Numbers, chapter 29, verse 1.
So that first fruits, what was that talking about? Somebody help me out with that. First fruits.
Pentecost,
Huh? Pentecost. It said out of the weeks, out you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work. Right? The feast of weeks. We'll be doing the counting of the weeks. That's what we're going into. All right? You know?
Verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month,
Okay.
ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. It is the day of blowing of the trumpets unto you.
You see that? I didn't make it up. It's written right here in the scriptures. Right? This is the highest new moon of the year. This is the time that we come together and enjoy each other's company and do the work of the Most High. Right? Read.
And ye shall offer a burnt offering for a sweet savor unto the Most High. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3 tenth deals for a bullock, and 2 tenth deals for a ram, and 1 tenth deal for 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering to make an atonement for you. Besides the burnt offering of the month, and his meat offering, and the daily burnt offering, and his meat offering, and the drink offering, according unto their manner for a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Most High. And he shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month a holy convocation.
Right?
And ye shall afflict your souls, ye shall not do any work therein.
Stop right there. So in verse 7 it says that ye shall have no 10th deal. It said ye shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month a holy convocation. That's another high holy day. Right? What day is that? What's this day is talking about? Who? All right, let's get it. Leviticus 23. Should be 23. Leviticus 23. This is the time the Most High give us to what? Afflict our soul. Because you know we fall short of the law, con? Right? So we fall short of the law. What do we need? Forgiveness. Right? What's the Most High asks us how to? Right? How is he gonna forgive us? By doing what? By doing our afflicting our soul. Leviticus 23, it should be 23. Well, we can start there. You can start there.
verse 23 or verse 1?
No, 23 and 23. Let's start there and read on down. So I'm going to the 7th month, the beginning of the 7th month.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 23.
Right?
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
Okay.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of the trumpets,
Right.
a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Also, on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
Right. So this day is going to be the day of atonement. Read on.
It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. And ye shall do no work in that same day,
Right.
for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Most High your power.
Right. Stop right there. He said, this is our time now, what? That throughout all these months, I'm sure we fall short of the law. This is the time for us to fast and pray to the Most High for our forgiveness and for our redemption. That we get redeemed out of this captivity. this is a very important time of the year. You know, this happens every year. Now, you don't have to fast just this day, you know, that's coming up, the Day of Atonement. You can fast any time of the year. But during this time, this is when you fast with no food and no water. It's not the time to either go around too to your family members and say, oh, hey, you want to come over and get some chicken? But, you know, right now I'm fasting to the Most High. It's not about that. The scriptures tell us go in your closet if you have to. Just between you and your power. I'm talking to the men and the women. And the children also, too, if they can fast. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to settle your differences before the Day of Atonement too, right?
Well, I know a lot of people are, you know, a lot of people do that. You know, they get on the phone with someone, or maybe they get on the phone, chop it up, and say, hey, you know, I know we had some issue within the year, but, you know, we shouldn't wait till the Day of Atonement to do that. You know, I mean, if you got an issue with that brother or that sister, you know, it's a good thing to mend that thing up. You know what I mean? Right away. The scriptures tell us, go between you and that person, admonish that person. Y'all have the conversation, have that counsel between you two, and you feel it's not going anywhere, then you would take the steps. You take the steps and add someone else in the middle. You know, what normally would be an elder. You know, you go one of the elders from the school, and they'll sit down with you and have a counsel. We can go through those scriptures, but that will take a lot of time. But I wanted to get someone in Matthew. Huh?
Your brother? Somebody, your brother repent, come back 7 times? Like that?
No.
Brother offended? The wrong is wrong.
I was going into the fast, you know? Right.
When you fast,
Right.
all right, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, more when you fast, you not have the hypocrites.
Right. 6.
6:16. Matthew 6:16.
Okay. Go ahead. We're gonna get the book of Matthew 6, verse, it says 16?
Yeah.
Right. Matthew 6 and verse 16. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites,
Right.
of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast.
Right. So, you know, we can't be going around, you know, like the hypocrites do. What's a hypocrite, by the way?
Somebody say something and do another thing.
Somebody say something and
Contradiction of what they do.
contradiction of what they do. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Somebody give me a dictionary version, meaning of it, so everybody can understand. Hypocrite. Anyone have to pull it up?
A person who puts on a false appearance of virtue or religion. A person who acts in contradiction to his or her stated beliefs or feelings.
Right. Right. So who was guilty of this during when we read the Bible? Who was guilty? The Pharisees, right? But they told us to do what? They told us to keep the law, right? And they themselves wasn't keeping the law. Right. So we can easily fall in that category because we are keepers of the law, okay? Right. So we gotta be careful. You know, you can't go around and tell somebody, hey, you need to stop smoking, and then you smoking. That don't make no sense. Right? Or you smoke sometimes. Well, you know, I don't smoke all the time. But I'm telling you, it's not good for you. You know? So a lot of times, you know, our people, you know, they fall short of that. It's a hypocrisy, right? He said, moreover, when you fast, be not as the hypocrites, right? Read on. Or read 16 from the top.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites,
Okay.
and of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward.
Right. You already have your reward if you disfiguring your face. You turning your face up. Man, this is too much for me. Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You okay? You need a doctor? No. I'm fasting. Really? Our people do that because why? They lack, attention. They want some attention. Oh, you fasting? And somebody will come over and rub your back. You already got your reward. So all those prayers you send out, oh, Most High, help me. I put in my numbers for the week. I'm trying to hit the number. Most High ain't give you that number. You finished. Because you already got your reward. Your reward was when that guy came over and rubbed your back and told you everything was going to be all right. That's your reward. Right? Somebody walking by and say, hey, man, how you doing? Hey, it's a regular day for you. Everything is good. And you keep moving, Maybe you're not supposed to be at work. But normally we open up the school for that time, Day of Atonement. Fasting. We open up at noon. And we sit up to noon prayer. And we come in and we go through the scriptures. And believe me, man, when you get here, you're not hungry. Because the scriptures is filling you, man. I know ain't nobody gonna be, not here anyway, nobody gonna be laying on these chairs about how many more hours we got. No. You're in the wrong place. We don't roll like that, man. This is the way you sit up right now, that's how we're gonna be. Enjoying this word, getting in, pulling precepts, praying with one another. And we had a walk sometime, within the year, apologize to one another. Hey, brother, salakia. That means excuse me for whatever I've done to you. Or sister, salakia, sis, what I said to you, I didn't mean it that way. This is that time, man. We clear the air, man. Get your slate clean, as they say. It's like the time to be, with your screwed up face in front of your family members while they eating pie. I can't eat right now. I'm fasting. That's not the spirit, man. That's why Christ was talking about here. We don't.
Verse 18.
17.
Verse 17.
Right.
But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head.
Okay.
And wash thy face.
Right. So we need to have our head anointed. Our priest need to be here. He need to be giving out the anointing. Done? I'm sure he will be. Read.
That thou appear not unto men to fast,
right,
but unto thy Father which is in secret. Mm-hmm. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
Right? You see that? If the Father see you in secret doing your fast, as some scriptures say, like go into your closet. You don't have to physically go into your closet, but be in a place where it's just you and the Most High. And you have to pray to the Heavenly Father through Yahweh. And you have to speak it. You can't be in there like Chinese, repeating yourself repetitive all the time. Almost out. You can't do that. You got to speak it, say what you mean, and mean what you say. Come? Go into the Most High, go in that closet and say, forgive me for my transgression. Wipe me clean, I'll be a Yahweh. Make me whiter than snow. Read Psalms 51. That's a prayer during the fasting time. Psalms 51 is a good prayer. To get your spirit right. Right? So this is about the Day of Atonement. That's what the Day of Atonement. I mean, we have many scriptures we can go into about the Day of Atonement, but I just wanted to just touch a little bit on it. So everybody get an understanding. Come? Okay. So we can go back. Numbers 29 and verse 7.
The book of Numbers, chapter 29, verse 7. And ye shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month a holy convocation. And ye shall afflict your souls. Ye shall not do any work therein, but ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Most High for a sweet savor. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals to a bullock, and 2/10 deals to 1 ram, and 7/10 deals for 1 lamb, to rub the 7 lambs, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offering, and the meat offering of it, and their drink offerings. And on the 15th day of the 7th month, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, and ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days. And ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, and a sweet savor unto the Most High. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year. They shall be without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3 deals unto every bullock of the 13 bullocks, 2 deals to each ram of the 2 rams, and several deals to each lamb of the 14 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 2nd day ye shall offer 12 young bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without spot, and their meat offering and their drink offerings for 1 bullock, for the rams and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside a continual burnt offering, and the meat offering thereof, and their drink offerings, and on the 3rd day 11 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, and their offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after their manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside a continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering, and on the 4th day 10 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, their meat offering and their drink offering for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside a continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering.
Stop right there. Everyone know what holiday we're in now? Everyone know what holy day we're in? That we're reading about right now. Their hands down. What are we reading about? Because we know we're doing the sacrifices, each day it's a daily sacrifice first. Then they have the day-to-day sacrifice. They have a morning sacrifice, afternoon sacrifice. There's a lot of sacrifices going on here, right? But what holy day we in now? Somebody help me out? Somebody raise their hand? We got more. I'm going with the sisters. Sis, what you got? All right, here we go. Hallelujah. All praises. We in the Feast of Tabernacles, man. This is the time that, and I know Israel. Israel loved to barbecue. We love to barbecue. We love to drink and do all kinds of stuff. This is the time that the Most High ordained for us to cook out for 7 days. Who's going to pass up on that? 7 days of barbecuing, eating, drinking, loving, brotherhood, sisterhood. God? I hope nobody going to pass up on that. I want to make sure I'm not working. I don't care what's going on. I want to be a part of the action. I don't want to miss anything. Right? Because I know when a lot of you was in the world, you celebrate Christmas, you didn't miss out on nothing. I see you. Y'all ain't miss out on nothing. December 24th, you was running around the last minute trying to get your mother a gift. Oh, man. You going crazy. Drinking all the eggnog. Yeah, I know you. I see y'all out there. Oh, yeah. So you know with this day coming, right? We got to get ourselves prepared. Right? We got to get all the things we need. We're going to be cooking chicken. We got ribs out there. Raise your hand if you're bringing ham. Oh, okay, all right. All right, I got you thinking, boy. The thinking cap is on. Hallelujah. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. So everybody gonna have the chicken. They're gonna have their burgers. They're gonna bring some nice hot dogs or whatever. Some people gonna make some potato salad. So this is the time for us to bring all these things out and do what? Enjoy each other. Serve the Most High. We're gonna be setting up the noon prayer, right? Come every day. Shalom. We're gonna set up the noon prayer every day. Go into a few verses on what we celebrating. The day that the Most High made the children of Israel dwell in booths. And I know some of us probably won't be able to stay out there the 7 days this year, but next year, as you know better, you do better. Huh? Right. So we say, you know what, next year, I'm going for the 7 days. So you'll be on us about giving us a date. What's next year's date? What is going to land on? That way you already get ready and call the park and say, hey, listen, man, give me this tent for 7 days. I'm ready. Come? Sound kind of low. I'm giving out $50 gas cards to everybody. Come? Oh, yeah, I hear you now. Yeah, man, we gotta get with this thing, man. The more of us, what you feel, a lot of people fail to understand. The more of us that gather together on one accord, right, and we say our prayers together, the Most High is going to hear us. He's going to hear our cries, like He heard our cries in Egypt, huh? We cried unto the Most High, please send us a deliverer. He sent Marshall out there, he did his thing. Right? God? So who's the next deliverer to come? Deliver us out of this captivity. Mashiach Yahushua. Right. So in order for us to get him to return back, he's waiting on us. Right? Because he said, I'm the Alpha and Omega. I'm the beginning and the end. So he got eternity. We'd be lucky if we get 310. We'd be lucky if we make 70 years old. Shall we? Okay. That'll work. It's a really good scripture. 1 Kings 8:47.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, verse 47. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves in the land whether they were carried captive.
Right. Weren't we carried captive in this land? Right? So what is Most High telling us here? Bethink yourself. You got to think again. To remember. Right?
And repent.
And do what?
And repent.
And do who?
And repent.
We need to repent, man. Even us in here, we need to repent. Because we fall short of the Lord too. Read.
And make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captive.
Right. We here in our captivity. That don't mean we can't repent. No matter what captivity we was in, we always repented and always cried to the Most High. Persia means captivity. We cried to the Most High to get us out of there. Right? We had our sister Esther, right, married a king. Most High put the spirit on them, but everybody to do what? On one accord to fast. So we could be delivered out of that situation because they was going to put all of us to death. Fasting and prayer is very important, man. Right?
Saying, we have sinned.
Okay.
And have done perversely. We have committed wickedness.
Committed what?
Wickedness.
Right. Our people have committed wickedness. We done perversely. I mean, look at TV. I mean, it's like terrible. You can't even watch TV without somebody putting some transgender or something on there. Yeah, the thing is like, it's like you don't even want to on there that some kind of it. You don't even know what it is. Right? Science project gone wrong. Even though we got to watch what our children watching. You don't know what they put out there. Yeah. They have two little Read.
Verse 48. And so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward their land.
Pray unto thee toward where?
Toward their land.
Right, you see that? That's why when we call it, when we first got started, we faced where? Our land. And we prayed unto the Most High. This is the prescription that a lot of you like to go on Publix and fill your prescription, but right here, the prescription is being brought out right here. The Most High is telling us to do what? Return unto him, right? With all thy heart and soul in the land of our enemies. We're in the land of our enemies, son. And pray unto him toward our land. Read.
Which thou gavest unto their fathers.
Right, which he gave to our fathers, he promised to us, he's going to put us back in our land. Read.
The city which thou hast chosen.
Right, the city of David, Jerusalem. That's what we're supposed to face when we're doing our prayer. Read.
And the house which I have built for thy name.
Read on.
Then hear thou their prayer and their supplication in heaven.
Right. Then the Most High is going to hear our prayer and receive our supplication, our humble prayers. The Most High is going to hear our prayer because why? We are one accord. Just like he heard us during the time of Esther, when we all fast and pray, he's going to hear us now when we gather ourselves together. God?
God.
So all of us got to be on board. Read.
Then hear their prayer and supplication in heaven, thy dwelling place, and maintain their cause.
Right.
And forgive thy people that have sinned against thee.
Right. That's the main thing. Forgive our people that sin against thee. Right.
And all their transgressions wherein they have transgressed against thee. And give them compassion.
Give them who?
Give them compassion.
Right. The Most High is full of compassion, man. Long suffering. The Heavenly Father is full of that, man. But don't take that for advantage, you know. Don't take his niceness for weakness. Because a lot of us do that, man. I ain't worried about it. I'll go next week. You know? I don't have to be there this week. It was crowded. Whatever. Ain't that much people this week. I'm going. Well, my mom want me to do something, so I'll go with her this week. I'll go to the Shabbat service next week. We can't do that, man. If something is wrong with you and you can't physically make it, that's one thing. But to be sitting home on your couch, eating popcorn, you going off. You are going off. This is a solemn assembly. The Most High wants us to gather together. If you physically can't make it, hey, you can't make it. You physically can't make it. Something is wrong, maybe you're sick, you don't feel well. These things happen. All the poison that Esau, the damn poison of food and everything. A lot of us, we get sick sometimes. And we can't make it physically. The women and men and children. So if you gotta stay home, you stay home. But if you can help it, you can make it here, don't stay home because you don't have no ride, call somebody. One of your brothers, one of your sisters, they'll come grab you. With a family, come. The 12 tribes of Israel are what? They were all brothers, come. So their children are all what? Cousins. We're all cousins in this room. Right, cuz? And then we say in the street, what's going on, cuz? We really cousins. So if you're in a jam or something happened, why wouldn't you call your cousin? Why wouldn't you reach out, yo, cuz, give me a ride this week? Right? So he said, and forgive thy people that have sinned against thee. We sin against the Most High. So that's our prayer, man. Our prayer is that we sin against the Most High, that we ask for forgiveness. Read 50, finish it up with that.
Verse 50, and forgive thy people that have sinned against thee, and all the transgressions wherein they have transgressed against thee. And give them compassion before them who carry them captive, that they may have compassion on them.
Right. That we may have what? That they may have compassion on us. The Most High is going to have compassion on us if we sincerely want to keep this law. We're going to fall short, man. We all do it. You just got to know where you fall short at. Hey, man, fall short, salak. Like I said, salak is excuse me in Hebrew. Excuse me, Most High, Yahweh Shai. Watch over me, or maybe you did something wrong to the brother, salak your brother. We should be esteeming one another. We in the same boat. If y'all don't see that, I don't know. We're in the same condition, all of us. We all sit in this melting pot. And I don't know about you, but I want to get out of here. And when it's time to get out of here, I'm not looking back. Cut? If you want to be like Lot's wife, go right ahead. I'm not looking back for nothing. I don't care who's back there. I don't care who. You hear what I say? All right, play with it. Most High says, we getting out of here, you don't look back. What are you looking back for? You must want to be here. Oh, my mama. Oh, I just bought that Lexus. Look back. Most High take care of you. You stay here then. I don't want to be. I want to be in the kingdom. God? Seek ye the kingdom first. Right? So go back, Numbers, before I get started. You know, we'll be here for a minute. Huh? We was in chapter 29, verse
12, 13.
Well, 13. Nah, we should pass that.
No, 27.
27? Because the sister asked the question and said, we were in the Feast of Tabernacles.
Oh, that's right.
Right, we're in the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay? Read on. Read 28. I think you read 27. Right.
The book of Numbers, chapter 29, verse 28.
Right.
And one goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and its meat offering, and its drink offering. And on the 6th day, 8 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering and their drink offering for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, shall be according to their number after the manner. And one goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering and his drink offering. And on the 7th day, 7 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. And one goat for a sin offering, beside a continual burnt offering, his meat offering and his drink offering. On the 8th day ye shall have a solemn assembly. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Stop right there. So this is going, like the sister said, we're talking about the tabernacle. Each day we had the sacrifices. But today, what are we going to be sacrificing? Our bodies. Our bodies are that living sacrifice. And each day we're going to come to the campsite, right? We're going to have our food and we're going to be cooking every day. We're going to be drinking, dwelling in brotherhood and sisterhood, right? Let's get the law on it real quick. Leviticus 23 and 34. Leviticus 23 and 34.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Most High. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you.
Right. So the first day is going to be a holy convocation. You can't do no servile work. You know what servile work is? Work for hire. You can't go to your job during that time. Okay? On the first day. And on the 8th day you can. Now during the week, I know some of us, we can't really afford to take the whole week off. So if you have to go to work, you go to work during the week. But on that first day and the last day, those are the days you're not supposed to work. Everybody understand that? All right. No working during that time. But if you can take the whole week off, I suggest that you do. Enjoy the week out there. A lot of us take a week of vacation and go all kind of places. You know what I mean? We can take a week for the Most High. Right? If it's possible. Okay. Read.
Shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. It is a solemn assembly.
It's a solemn what?
Assembly.
It's a solemn assembly. Read.
And ye shall do no servile work therein.
Drop that. Give me Hebrews 10:25. It might be 24. Hebrews 10. Read 24.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 24. And let us consider one to another.
Right, let us consider one to another, right?
To provoke unto love and to good works.
Right, to provoke what? Love. When we come here and gather ourselves together, this is love. Everyone in here know what love is? What's love?
2 John, 1 John 5.
1 John 5 and 3, I heard. What else?
2 John 6.
2 John 1 and 6, this is love, the keeping of the commandments. Right? So we should provoke, right? Let us consider one another to provoke unto love and good works. What's good? The law, the commandments. Right, very important. Read.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 24. And let us consider one to another, provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another.
Right, we should be lifting one another up. We should not forsake the assembly. The assembly of the Feast of Tabernacles, we should all be there. There should not be no excuse. Oh, well, you know, I did plan a trip to go, to England. I'm going over here to see my partner. Or I'm going to the club that night. That's not the time to go to the club. We got to say, no, we're not doing that. We cannot forsake the assembly. You're in transgression of the law. Right now, you're not in transgression of the law. Con? Everybody should say, come with that. That was kind of low. Today, as we speak right here in this room, we are not in transgression of the law. Con? All right. My left ear is getting a little bad. I can't hear on the left side of the room. So just the right side of the room, right over here where the men at, don't say nothing. I want to hear the women. We are not in transgression of the law. Con? All right. Now we talking. Hallelujah. Because when you leave here at sundown, I don't know what's going on. Who are you when the book is closed? That's what elder used to tell me back in the days. So we all got to stay in this book, man. We all got to stay focused. Con? All right. We cannot forsake the assembly of ourselves together. Can't say it's a Sabbath or I got something to do. Can't say, well, it's the Feast of Tabernacle. Well, y'all brothers go out there have a good time. I'll catch y'all next year. No. You're going off. And the brothers and the sisters will tell you. Read.
But exhorting one another.
Right, uplifting one another. Read.
And so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
You see what day approaching? You see the day approaching. What day is he talking about? What day is he talking about? The one day makes you sin? The day approaching. What day is approaching? The day of our Lord and Savior coming back. Of Mashiach Yahushua. He's waiting on us. Our redemption. That is correct. He's waiting on us. I hear some brothers say, well, I'm waiting on the Mashiach. I'm going to be over here. Well, you're going to be waiting a long time. Because he got time to wait. He said, I'm the Alpha and the Omega. I was here in the beginning, and I'm going to be here in the end. You leave this earth, die, and come back after about 4 generations, and he's still waiting on us. We got to get it together, man. Zephaniah 2 verse 1. Zephaniah 2 verse 1.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves. It says, gather yourselves together. You sitting in those seats, including me. Gather yourselves together. Right?
Yea, Gather together, O nation not desired.
We are that nation that's not desired. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. We are that nation that's not desired. So we have to gather together. The Most High give us a date to gather together, then we have to do that. We got to put aside our thoughts and what we think and how we feel about anything. Forget about that. Forget about your cousin, he's not coming. Don't worry about him. Seek ye your own salvation with fear and trembling. Read.
Before the decree bring forth,
Right?
before the day passes the chaff,
Right?
before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
All these befores is giving you a chance to come together. Before this, before that, before the decree, before the chaff, before the what? The last trump is what? Before the fierce anger of the Most High. Before the fierce anger of the Heavenly Father come on us. You don't want that. Then the scriptures tell us in Hebrews, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Heavenly Father. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. We just went into a class last night. Right? Proverbs 11:21. Those of you that were here, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So if you want to be wicked, don't worry about it. You're not getting away with it. You're going to pay for it in the end. Maybe not now. Maybe you might walk this earth and grow old, 99 years old, smoking a cigarette, eating pork chops. Yeah. But when you check out, you stand before the Messiah and the Most High is on. Now that day, you're going to be at Madyam Shakwat, Hebrew. You ain't got nothing to say. You're going to be saluted, sitting up there straight with nothing to say. Your mouth going to be sealed. It ain't going to be no, back and forth. Oh, Most High, yeah, I remember when I did that. But you know I didn't mean that. You remember I repented after that? It ain't the time to negotiate. This is the time to negotiate. While you have breath, while you have life. Mashiach went on that cross and died to give what? Repentance to who? Right. While we still alive. He ain't come and die for the dead. They're dead already. We the ones that needed repentance. Okay? All right. Let's finish it up in this portion. And we're going to take the break in a little bit. We're going to finish up the portion. Let's go back to Numbers. Okay.
The book of Numbers, chapter 29, verse 36.
Mm-hmm.
But ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, a sweet savor unto the Most High. 1 bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without blemish.
Right. So let me ask you my question. Why do they keep saying the lamb gotta be like a year old? What's the deal with that? What if we got him 6 months? Can we sacrifice him at 6 months old? No. Right? Because why? He's still on the milk. He's still nursing with the mom, with Alma. Right? So read on.
Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullock, for the ram and for the lambs, shall be according to their number after the manner, and 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. These things ye shall do unto the Most High, and your set feasts beside your vows, and your free will offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meal offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings.
So listen, I'm sure Shalom gonna put this on the test. So mark this verse right here, 39. It's a lot of offerings going on. It's a lot of offerings. He said, these things you shall do unto the Most High in your set feast. Right? Beside your vows. Your free will offering, that's one. Your burnt offerings, for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and your peace offerings. There's a lot of offerings going on. I'm sure Solomon will put down the text for numbers. So I'm giving you a little hint there, Food for thought. Read on.
And for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings, And Moses told the children of Israel according to all the Most High commanded Moses.
Right? I think 30 and I think 1.
The book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 1. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Most High has commanded.
All right, hallelujah. The Most High hand, man. We finished this portion today. So we learned today about the free will offerings, all of the daily offerings. We went into numbering the children of Israel. Anybody know that number, by the way? Just an estimate. I mean, we did number a lot from out of Simeon, out of Judah. Anybody can give me a roundabout number that all of us, that the number came up to? Right. So, a month of the year. We also went into the Passover. In 7 months, we got 3 holidays in that month, right? We have Memorial blowing the trumpets, which is the first day. And then after that will be the Day of Atonement. And after that will be the Feast of Tabernacles. So in your daily life and the things that you're doing, make sure your September schedule is clear. Right? So remember, we got about 4 or 5 Sabbaths in that month, and we still got 3 holidays. So that's not the time to be going, oh, I got to go somewhere. I got to fly off. I got to do this. I got to do that. Put that off until next month. Either the month before or the month after. Con? Okay, well, right now we're going to take the break. And this is the time that we take about 30 or 40 minutes to get something to eat. And then we'll return back and we'll decide whether we're going to go over the half Torah or we'll just send up the prayers. Con? All right, shalom. Enjoy your lunch. I got you, Coach.